It's Jim Savvy with Piper Auctioneers out of Bowman, North Dakota. Today I'm down at the Briks Retirement Family Farm. We're going to set the sale up here in the next couple of weeks, but it's set for August 15th, right north of Breckenridge, Minnesota. And today we're just going to have a little interview with the family and how the farm started, how everything got to be rolling. We got the family here today. Jim and Marilyn and Jerry and Debbie are here. They are the owners of the Briks farm. And we're going to interview them for just a little bit, but we want to celebrate the operation that has been done for, what year was this place established?
Well, I think Mom and Dad bought the farm in 1935 or something.
1935, so it's been a long ongoing farm. Again, I want to thank you guys for being here today, and we're going to break into some questions here in just a minute, and then we'll go outside and take some pictures and do some video of what we have going on. And then you do have a farm manager, Roger. He's been a tremendous help to us as an auction staff, and so we just want to thank you guys for letting us have the full availability of him.
Jim Briks.
I'm Jerry Briks.
Debbie Briks.
Marilyn.
I'm Jim's little brother. I'm a year younger.
A family operation for a long, long time. And you said your parents started it in 1935 or 1935, I believe.
In that area.
And so why don't you give us a history of the farm itself and how you've expanded and how you've grown through the years, some of the trials you've had. I mean, I remember you telling me you used to put up square bales and haul them to Fargo and sell square bales just to bring in some extra money. So give us a little rundown of how things have been going and how it all started.
Well, Mom and Dad, they started the farm in the mid-30s there, and at that time everybody milked cows and fed cattle, and we did the same here until the mid-60s. And we liquidated the cow herd and got rid of the cattle. So then we've been farming and buying land ever since.
You started out with milking cows, you got rid of them, you started expanding, and what kind of crops were you growing back then versus what you're doing now?
Well, we were raising wheat and barley mostly back then in the 60s, and then sunflowers came in and we raised them for 20 years until the ground got played out, so to speak. Couldn't raise them anymore. And then we went to corn and beans, and that's what we've been raising since.
And you've purchased more ground, you've added to this farm site, and with the facilities you have here for grain storage is by far probably one of the best I've seen in the country on a private end of place. Now I've seen grain elevators with stuff that nice, but this here is really nice. A great handling system of your grain. Can you tell us a little bit about how you built that and why you built that?
Oh, we've added to it through the years, and we got state-of-the-art equipment in the grain facility. We got the same equipment that the elevator in town has.
So how'd you come by putting up the shop and getting it this big, and then you've got a lean-to on the north with it looks like a wash bay to me in there?
Well, in the early 70s, we had where the barn was on the home farm. We tore that down and built a shop there, and then that became too small. So then we decided to build a shop first. Then we built the grain elevator just a couple of years later, and we knew what we wanted, but
It's just, you knew what you wanted, but you're wondering about the price tag. When you were looking for tractors, I know you've got these tractors. How do they compare to wheel tractors? Probably in this country, your tracks are a lot better.
Yes, in the Red River Valley, here the land is a little heavier, and the tracks, you can't even tell where you went with the tractor compared to dual tractors.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's.
we always said we tramped down 17 feet of every pass with the tractor.
Yeah.
We kind of tramped down 17 feet of soil.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times that don't come up good.
Right.
That's why we went to cats.
You guys have worked together ever since this. You guys took over, or
Yeah. My dad died in 1964, and I was just starting my senior year in high school then. Then Jim and I took over the farm and kind of made it what it is today. My mother died in 1997.
you know, it's really nice to see a family operation. You know, there's operations like this all around the country that I can talk about that are doing very well, but they don't always do so well, you know. But you guys had the same goal going through everything. It's kind of like a friend of mine with his family. The family had the same goal, you know, and you guys must have had the same goal. And apparently you married very well. We can see that right now. You know, but having a good wives behind you help stand up and do things is really got to help.
Yep.
I think we'll go out in the shop and take a few videos out there and visiting about some of the equipment that you have, and then we'll either wrap it up out there, or we might even come back in here and for one last segment, if that'd be all right.
Sounds good.
All right. Now I got Jerry Briks with me right here. We're just talking about some of the prep that goes into doing the auction sale, and right here in front of this Challenger 875E, they did put new tracks on this. And, you know, go ahead and talk about how you're trying to get prepped and how you want this to be in good field-ready condition for everybody else.
Yeah, we farmed a little land and we didn't get rented out this spring. And it just so happened one of the tracks let loose, so we put a new set on to make it saleable.
You know, so we got a new set of tracks. Bogey wheels been gone through. They've cleaned this thing up. It looks like a new machine. But take a look at just how clean and detailed they are with, and their machinery is like this all year long. As soon as it gets done in the field, it comes in, it gets cleaned up. You take a look at this semi and how clean this is, and this is how it was when we came here in April to take a look at this machine. So there's trucks like this. There's 4 of them on the sale. 2 of them have boxes. 2 of them are regular semi day cabs, but this is how clean they are. 24/7. Now I know you put some new tires on the semi here the other day. You put new tires on. Again, they want it to be ready for everybody that's buying, because they don't want somebody to leave here and have a blowout or a track come off that 875 cat. So these people here are getting their stuff ready to sell, and they're gonna reap the rewards because of how clean and how meticulous their things have been taken care of. I mean, you see by the shop in here how nice and clean it is. And we're gonna walk over to one more item here in a minute. And we're here sitting right in their shop with the service truck they purchased 2 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years ago now. They purchased this and put it together. Things are ready to go. You've got air compressor, you got the fuel tanks, you got a little bit of everything on here, but this is a very beautiful service truck if anybody's looking for one. So tell us a little bit about this service truck.
Actually, my hired man, Roger, spotted it online, and he thought it was a good buy, so we bought him a ticket, gave him a check, and went out to Ohio, and he bought it and drove it.
You know, and everything matched up well. It's been painted well. And again, you can see that it sits inside during most weather times, so you don't have to worry about it. It probably goes to the field and comes back and sitting inside. So again, another great item coming up at the Briks Family Retirement Farm Auction coming up in August on the 15th. Make sure you check out pifers.com, and we'd be glad to, you know, take your phone calls and visit with us. And we will have the machinery out in, I'd say about the first week of August, we'll start displaying it outside. So again, go to pifers.com, and we'd be glad to visit with you, which they've taken a lot of pride in. But when they've taken pride in is hiring Roger as their farm manager, because I tell you what, folks, when you see this, Roger's put a lot of equity and sweat into cleaning things up, but you've been here for 15 years?
Correct.
Okay, where'd you come from before?
Well, mostly in the Brainerd area.
Okay, so when you see what he's done around here by cleaning, and like I said earlier, when you walk into a shop and you see how nice and clean things are, you know how the machinery is taken care of and things have been done right. But you've done a lot of work already for setting up this auction, and we were talking about those tracks that you put on that 875. You kind of knew that there was one track that was bad and
Right.
broke, and so you come to the family and us and said, you know, we really should replace these. So talk a little bit about what you've had fixed on some of these, and tires on the trucks and whatever else.
Well, we've tried to keep things up all the time. It's a lot more enjoyable to work with it when it's in good shape. But anytime something was needed, it's been repaired. The truck needed a new set of steering axle tires, so we went ahead and got that done. The sprayer, the batteries were starting to get a little weak, so I had new batteries in there. And it's just those things that we kept doing as upgrades and kept it in good condition. And so the equipment is basically field ready to go.
You know, and a little bit of upkeep goes a long ways when you're doing that, and you're not always constantly fighting batteries or flat tires and putting tracks on the, over here. But when you say field ready, we walked around this stuff quite a bit in the last month, and then again today. I mean, things are field ready. I mean, all I'd have to do is hook on and go.
Exactly. Yes. We always have tried to keep it inside. We wash it in the fall, make sure that we don't have the mud and all that happening all the time. Every spring, the wheel bearings caps are pulled to make sure everything spins good and they're full of grease. And that's just the way the farm's always operated. Is you don't want the breakdown in the field. If you need to make a repair, it's done in the shop.
And so when you come here to the auction, August 15th, take a look at this shop and then the cold storage on that other side of it. But everything was stored inside, and it's amazing what they've done by keeping everything inside, and trucks and trailers and the tillage equipment, the air seeders and the planters. I mean, everything's inside. So again, just trying to let everybody know that things have been well taken care of here from the Briks family retirement farm auction, August 15th, Breckenridge, Minnesota. And we're straight north of Breck, just a little ways. You can find us on Highway 9, but we will have signs up that go to pifers.com to check out the latest of all the equipment on this sale and all other sales coming up. But when you check out the Briks sale, you will not leave to go to any other sale. You will want to be at this one. And so again, thank you, and thanks to the Briks family for allowing us to do the auction, and look forward to the sale August 15th, 2024.